Yeah, I don't know why. At least we're not as yellow as we were in that calling everyone to the video.
It's true.
It's kind of pinkish. You're so funny.
Hey, it doesn't come up on here. How can we moderate the...
I just dumped bang all over myself.
And I'm the one.
It's not up yet. You have to wait. Like, it'll pop up over there, too. Like, you just have to wait. He's trying to get the questions on his phone so that we can more easily see what's up. So, if you're just joining us, this is my husband, Dave. He hasn't been on much, but he's around. And you guys probably all know who he is. Be sure to say hello so that we can give you a little bit of a shout out as you come in here. But I did want to say, just to get started, that I would like to apologize that I never finished out Vlogmas. I didn't ever post Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and I did mean to, but I just kind of felt like we were losing subscribers with a lot of the personal videos I was posting. If they weren't about weight loss or anything, it seemed like subscribers were kind of going bye-bye, and so I didn't dare risk it. I did post it, though, over on Hide and Seek. So if you're curious about our crazy Christmas, you can go over there and check it out, and that'll work. Ah, it's up now, except for we still have an ad.
Yeah, I got an ad there.
Well, that's good. Sorry you guys have to watch an ad to come on the live chat.
That's probably the lag while they're coming up.
Oh, it must be, because that just seems so dumb. I don't know. I mean, it's a live chat. Maybe later when it, like, plays again, it would make sense. I don't know. Okay, well, let's see who is here. Keto Cricket, Alice Harrell, Claudia M. Happy New Year to you. Epiphany London, Our Life the Keto Way. Hi, Amanda. Love Keto Living. Tammy Posey Level. Sherry75. Ruth Gonzalez. Guadalupe Cite. Wow, that one's tricky. Sorry. Lisa Nix. Tammy Wilson. Tina. Oh, man, I'm not even going to try that one. Teskowitz? Oh, that's probably not it. Brooke Norman. Susan Lynch. Keto Queen. Hello. I'm glad you're with me. I'm glad you are. Amanda Yates. Monica Wilson. Pinky Pink. Awesome. Thank you for saying that. She said, I'm glad. Amanda says, I'm glad you didn't toss all of the Christmas footage. No, I wasn't going to toss it. I was thinking about not posting the Vlogmas footage that I'd already put on this channel. And I decided not to because it turned out I didn't have as much as I thought I did because I did all those shopping days. And I wasn't going to put the shopping days on the kids channel, on the Hide and Seek channel. Because, well, it's a kids channel. And then they would see that I...
It's one way to kill Santa Claus.
Right? Yeah, that. So I didn't do it. So it ended up working out. I posted Christmas this morning. So I'm only a week behind, and we didn't film for like a few days after Christmas. So really, I'm not, pretty much I'm caught up to a couple of days, and that's a comfortable place to be. So it worked out. It worked out. I appreciate you guys' input on that. So that was kind of fun, actually doing a little poll. I'd never done a poll before. I've never done a poll on this channel. I could. We'll have to come up with a fun poll to do for you guys. Something to poll. He's on a roll, you guys. Last night...
They about threw me out of here last night. So.
Last night, my son brought his girlfriend over to hang out with us, and they actually sat and talked to us, and I was like, she's going to run away, and she's never coming back. Oh, my gosh.
I got her to blush. She was blushing.
Oh, my gosh.
Not going to say why.
They're young. You can't say stuff.
Yeah, well.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. Okay, so Dave is on today partly because he has the day off, though he does sometimes have Tuesdays off.
Probably mostly the reason.
Well, you do sometimes have the day off and you don't come on the live chat.
I just keep the kids from killing each other.
Right, so they may still do that. Though we do have several older people in the house. Well, at least one. Does he count? I don't know. We have a neighbor, a friend here.
Yeah,
he's here for a couple more hours, I think. Anyway, long story for no reason. This is going to be a long chat, you guys. I don't know if we're going to get anywhere. Dave is here because after a year and a half of doing lazy keto, he claims, we shall see, that he is going to recommit to fat loss macros. So we'll see what happens, but I'm not going to put him on the spot. I'm not going to like put any pressure because, you know, I mean, it's his life. He can do what he wants, and it's my life. I can do what I want. And he didn't say anything about me being on maintenance macros for the last while either. So both of us just need to be happy with where each other are at, no matter where we're at, because that's what a healthy relationship is about. So he's here because he wants to recommit, and I'm hoping that you guys are all here because you're ready to recommit. I know that it's kind of cliche, but January 1st is weight loss season, and I actually have made the funniest infomercial video that I'm going to be premiering this afternoon. So keep your eyes out for that. I'm not sure exactly what time it'll premiere because we're gonna go on a movie date today, this afternoon. I don't know when. So it may premiere earlier. It may premiere like by 1 my time. Is kind of what I'm thinking. Super short 3-minute video. It's a funny infomercial about weight loss, but it's to get you motivated to get going, and it's going to be really funny. I'm hoping it will take off and it'll be fun. So that's coming this afternoon, and it's going to be a premiere, so you guys can sit and chat with me like this if you want in the comments during the movie. But it's 3 minutes, so you won't have a lot of time to chat. I think they give you 3 minutes ahead of time to chat before the thing comes up and it counts down. I don't know. It's kind of silly, but that's how I'm going to do this one. Haven't ever done a premiere on this channel. I've only done it on hide and seek, and it's kind of fun. It's good. So how can we get recommitted? What are the most important things? If you're a beginner starting out, also if you are a veteran like us, but you've taken some time off, what are some ideas? That's kind of what we want to talk about today. So first I'm going to start with if you're a beginner starting out. So I know a lot of you guys aren't, but there's going to be a lot of people watching this video later who that's what they're looking for. I've seen there's already a question on here asking that, actually. I saw that there was a question asking that. So I actually have several videos on the subject of how to get started and try to make it as simple as I possibly can. But the best way to do it is to focus on getting into ketosis first. So that's your first step. Everything else is like, it's going to buzz in your ear and it's going to be too much to even deal with right away. I was able to jump right in when I started though, and I did everything as perfectly as I could from day one. But, you know, like everybody isn't ready for that. A lot of people talk about easing into it, that kind of thing. I don't know that I recommend easing into ketosis. That is not a thing I recommend. I feel like it's cold turkey ketosis time. If you really want to do this, you got to get into ketosis whatever way that you can. So the best thing to do is to begin with 20 total carbs if you don't understand net carbs. So net carbs can get kind of tricky, and there's some areas where I don't know, you can play in some dangerous places, right? Like
it would be best just to go total carbs. Start simple. The simpler the better, because that way, don't start with complicated recipes. Don't start with crazy stuff. It's eggs, bacon, cheese, meat, veggies. That's it.
Right.
I would start there, and then build on that, because it's too overwhelming to try and, okay, there's 5 net carbs in this, and there's
you're reading labels.
You're reading labels and
trying to figure it
calculating
out.
everything out. You'll lose interest in a hurry.
Yeah, so simple is best. Whole foods.
Yep.
Focus on whole foods.
Whole foods.
You know, paleo was big because it was all about that, like being as simple and raw as possible with your foods. We're not really paleo because we do a lot of things different, but we kind of do a paleo style keto where we focus on whole foods as much as possible. Now we have over time let a lot of things creep in that maybe didn't need to be there. But when we first began this, it was literally bacon, eggs, cheese, meats, veggies. That's literally what we ate. So getting a tracker is very important. You need to learn to track, and that is hard for a lot of people who aren't used to it. MyFitnessPal is really popular, but I don't necessarily recommend it because it's tricky. Setting up the macros in MyFitnessPal is tricky, and also a lot of the entries are user entered. and I don't trust that they're accurate. I personally use Chronometer, and that's because they have so many USDA entries in there. And so I feel like there's a lot more accuracy in the tracking, and that's why I use it. But it isn't necessarily user-friendly. It's kind of tricky. We've had a lot of questions on the Facebook group about how to set it up, and I am not the genius guru when it comes to that. So even my Chronometer videos aren't the best. They aren't as helpful as they could be because I don't really know the ins and outs of Chronometer. I only know what I need to know in order to track, and I just do it. So it's hard for me to kind of explain that. There are other apps out there, Carb Manager, things like that. You know, if you look and just find the tracking app that speaks to you, the one that you feel like you will actually use. That's the important thing. Obviously, accuracy is good, but most entries are going to be pretty close. It doesn't have to be down to the minute detail. It's a general kind of thing, getting you used to the idea of being under 20 carbs. So that is the first thing that you need to do. So if you're just coming into this is your first day, get a tracker and start tracking your food and get those carbs down. You want to be under 20 carbs. Will you be hungry and miserable? Heck yeah. And the reason why is because you have been running on glycogen, and you have glycogen stored in your liver. And when you stop feeding your body glycogen, your body will then deplete the glycogen storage, and then it will go, help, we need more, and it will beg you for food. This does not last very long. Couple of days max. So the goal is to just power through that. If you're dying, munch on pickles. Believe it or not, pickles are the best snack if you have to eat something. They basically have no
calories.
No calories, nothing. Like they're
no
just
carbs. They're just,
and they're full of sodium, which is generally your issue if you're feeling crappy on keto. It's because your sodium is being depleted really quickly, and so it'll make you feel better just to munch on a pickle. Now, if you're not a pickle fan, you know, I can't necessarily help you with anything else other than I would eat salts. That's what I did. So I actually just licked salt out of my hand anytime I felt crappy that first week, because I didn't really get the whole salt thing, but I knew that it made me feel better because people told me that you should eat salty things like pickles, and I didn't because I don't like them that much. So that's what I did the first week because I didn't really get the whole thing. But I didn't even have access to the information the first week. I was doing it all kind of myself, like fly by the seat of my pants kind of thing.
And guys like me, I'm notorious for this, is so she pushes the Soleil water, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll get to that. Yeah, I'll get there. I'll get some. Yeah, and then
he puts it off, and he doesn't supplement his sodium. That's what he's saying.
And you get leg cramps, and then you get all this stuff. That's usually when I'm like, leg cramp. Yeah, it's okay. Time for some
yeah, you want to preemptive that. But the first week, you shouldn't struggle too badly with sodium depletion, especially if you're munching pickles or eating salt, like heavily salting your foods, eating bacon that has sodium in it. You know, the first week, it doesn't quite hit. It seems like it takes 10 days to 2 weeks before you all of a sudden feel like you're going to die. So that first week when you're feeling crappy because you're feeling hungry and cravings and that's your glycogen being depleted. That's not keto flu. Okay? There's a big misconception about what keto flu actually is, and that you can power through it and you'll never have it again on keto. That is not true. It's a myth. That's just you using up your glycogen storage and your body wanting more glycogen. And your body just has to accept that you're not going to give it anymore and turn to ketosis in order to burn the fat to get the energy that it needs, make ketones. Okay, that's just something your body has to do. That is something you have to power through. That is not keto flu. Keto flu comes later, usually 10 days to 2 weeks after you start, if you haven't started a sodium supplement. And it will hit you so hard like a ton of bricks, and you will feel like you are dying, and you will say, this is bad for me, and you will want to quit. Do not let this happen to you. Week 1, focus on 20 carbs or less. Week 2, electrolytes. It's vital. If you want to be successful and have this work long term, you have to embrace the fact that you are going to have to eat sodium in some form. A lot of people fight it. A lot of people do not believe me. Even my own sister, she did not believe me. And she thought she was supplementing sodium. I know you guys have heard me talk about that before. She may even be here. I don't know. But she called me from Walmart saying, I'm dying. I'm literally dying. This is not going to work for me. And I said, you need sodium. Go right now to the salt aisle, pick up some sea salt, open it up, put it in your hand, eat it. Call me back in 10, 15 minutes. She did it. Nearly choked to death because she thought she meant like pop it in her mouth, and she's like all coughing and sputtering in the middle of Walmart. Oh my gosh. Whoops. But 10 minutes later, sure enough, she called me back. She goes, it's a miracle. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is a miracle. It is vital. And the reason why it happens, well, there's a whole scientific reason why it happens. But the basic, easy to understand reason why it happens is basically your body flushes all of that water it's been storing, because a carb diet is inflammatory and you store a lot of water in your tissues. And during that first week, you'll have a huge water weight whoosh, and you drop all of your electrolytes out with that water, but your body needs sodium to function, and it needs it to be replaced. So if you make sure you're replacing it on a daily basis, then you're going to be successful, because you're going to feel good. You'll know when you haven't had enough sodium, because like you said, you'll be clear-headed. This mental clarity that they're talking about on keto, it only happens if your sodium is in its right place. If you're forgetting things all the time, if you're feeling muddle-headed, fuzzy-brained, difficult speaking, things like that, that is going to mean that your sodium is low. So it's a tricky balance, and it's not always accurate, and it doesn't matter if you've gone 6 months with this exact amount of sodium and it's been perfect and you felt great. One day of missing it can cause keto flu to sit in, and your body can change, and it might need more or less sodium. It's very tricky. It's just something that you're going to have to embrace as part of your life going forward with keto. But I'll tell you what, I'll take having to worry about my salt any day to look like this. Are you kidding? Heck yes.
Don't point at me. You don't want to look like me.
I like you.
You don't want to look like me, though.
Well, I like looking like me.
Yeah.
This. Seriously, though, guys, if you've seen my before picture, it was scary. I was not attracted to myself. I was not attracted to others. It was not good. He still loved me because he's a good guy. But me, I did not like how I looked, and I do like how I look now. And not just how I look, but how I feel. And I can do things, and I can run, and I can, play with my kids, and I can go sledding, and I can do all of these things I never could do before. Like never could do before. Like with my little kids who are now like 20s, I couldn't do with them when they were little. I have been obese forever. Literally my entire adult life. This is the skinniest I've ever been my entire adult life. And it's so freeing. So yeah, if I had a trade, I will guzzle salt all day long to look like this. Are you kidding me? It's just silly to think that is holding you back. That one and the loose skin thing makes me roll my eyes. Yeah. I'm like, how you feel is so much better than worrying about that stuff. So step 1, first week, under 20 carbs. Step 2, get a handle on your electrolytes so you don't feel like crap. The keto flu will come on anytime you are doing keto. For years, anytime. Anytime your sodium drops too low, you will get keto flu. That is the frank and honest truth. The only way to prevent it, there's no power through it. The only way to prevent it is to make sure your electrolytes are in balance. Now, I have a lot of videos on that. If you check out my Keto for Beginners playlist, I'm going through that in my head. That's basically video 1 is about going under 20 carbs. Video 2 is about your electrolytes. And then video 3, step 3, if you're serious about losing fat on keto, you need to eat higher protein, lower fat. And that's the honest truth right there. It's something that's argued about in the keto community a lot. But I'll tell you what, it's the fastest way to lose weight and keep your muscle mass. I am wearing a size 10 pants and a size medium top comfortably on a daily basis at 100 and, well, this morning I was 193, but let's not go there.
Yeah.
Holidays. But at 185, which is basically my lowest weight, but between 185 and 193, I am comfortably wearing a size 10 pants and a size medium top. I am small for my weight. And I shouldn't be, because I have always had a large chest. I have a very large hips. I shouldn't be able to fit in those clothes at this weight. But because I've done this where it's basically maintained my lean mass to the point where I have a lot of lean mass and burned the fat, it's really worked. Like, I am living proof that this higher protein, moderate fat version of keto is the bomb.com. Like, it is the way to do it if you want to lose weight fast and look good. So if you want to do it the way I'm doing it, you can go over to my Facebook page and get macros. I have them available right now. So if you're not on my Facebook page, you should be. The link is in the About section of all of my videos that aren't live chats. So just go back to any video, scroll into the description, and it'll have a link to join our Facebook group. At the top of the Facebook group, there's a pinned post. Pinned post has all the steps to get started and your macro chart based on height and sex. Super easy. It's a very generic, average macro. Now, you can get more custom macros, especially if you know your actual body fat percentage. If you go to a calculator like Keto Gains, if you've heard of Keto Gains, they're all about building muscle and losing fat on a ketogenic way of eating. Now, being ketogenic doesn't mean eating 75% fat, 20% protein, 5% carbs. That's just a way to do it. Being in ketosis is just eating less than 20 carbs. Doesn't matter what you do. Atkins is very similar to what we do. Atkins induction. And people always say, Atkins, you're doing Atkins. I'm like, yeah, it's also keto. Keto is a state of being. Ketosis is a state that your body is in, which means it burns fat for fuel. It has literally nothing to do with the way you do it. Carnivore is also keto. Anything that's under 20 carbs, keto. Okay? Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. What I am doing is keto. It's just a different way of doing it than what's popular. And what's popular isn't working. It is not working. It is working for some people. Look at Keto Diamond. She's killing it. Look at Keto Fat Girl No More Teresa. She's killing it with the high fat keto. It does work for some people, and I'm not totally knocking it. I'm just saying it works faster if you eat more protein and less fat. Now,
that's basically what I've been doing is high fat keto. I just haven't been tracking lazy keto.
Lazy keto. Eating fat to satiety, which is
a year and a half. And it's, you just eat when you're hungry but it's not, I have not lost a single thing in a year and a half. So
nope. He's bounced around between, I think the lowest you got was what, 265?
Yeah,
is that it?
I've been
265
between
to 275
that
for a year and a half.
Range. I've been a year and a half just bouncing back and forth in there.
But are you happy eating that way? It's a way you can eat, right?
It's a way you can eat and stay and keep going. I mean, I could eat that way the rest of my life.
Right. And that's what makes it so great. Especially this higher protein version of it, because it's more food. It's more food. Like, I'd rather eat more steak than butter in my coffee. Well, I don't drink coffee, but you know what I'm saying. Like, drinking butter. I'm not going to drink butter. You couldn't pay me money to drink butter. That's gross. But people do it all the time. I see people doing it on YouTube all the time, and I'm just like, oh, no. But people say the same thing about sodium. And it seems like the sodium needs are higher on this way of keto than it is on the higher fat. It seems like the people doing the higher fat really don't need more than 2 or 3 grams of sodium a day in order to feel normal. And me, I need between 5 and 8. And I don't know if that's because it's even more, because it's almost carnivore. I don't know if it's because it's even more anti-inflammatory. And so I really don't know why that is, but it does seem like the people I talk to, the ones who are doing the higher fat, don't need as much sodium. And maybe that's because the fat that they're eating has sodium in it. I really don't know. But that's it. That's the key. So if you want to do what we're doing, if you want to recommit and join us and lose a lot of weight. I mean, I lost 100 pounds in 8 months, you guys, doing this. He did too. Yeah, we both did.
The first week started keto.
Oh, man.
First week I lost 13 pounds.
No, this time you lost 30.
Oh, well, yeah.
That was the first time we did keto. We weighed the same basically. Well, I was 374 going in and he was 370. Ironically, our weights have been really connected our whole entire married lives until now. I finally beat him. I finally disconnected myself from him because I kept going. But we've gone up and down together for so long. And we were almost at the same weight, but neither of us knew that. Neither of us had told each other that. The next week he was down 30 pounds, and I was like devastated because I think I lost 9, and I was like almost in tears because I was like, it's not gonna be so good for me. And anyway, he must have been holding a lot more water weight than me. He must not have had as much body fat as I did. So, and the fact that I've like zoomed past him by almost 100 pounds is kind of awesome. I'm well, not quite. I guess it's been 89 further than you or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's been kind of awesome. I guess I stayed committed longer, and it's probably because of YouTube. It's probably because of you guys that I really pushed hard to keep going. I don't know. Maybe. The first year on keto, I lost 138 pounds. The full year. So, guys, it's easy. You can do it. It's not hard. Those are literally the only things you need to know. Follow macros. Macros, like tracking macros is tricky, but once you get the hang of it, it's so easy. It's so easy. But yeah, eating the higher protein can bring, I know you guys are probably already asking. I'm not even reading the comments. I'm sorry, you guys. It can make your blood sugars a little higher. My fasting blood sugar is in the 100s range, which is probably not the best but it's not diabetic range, so I'm not super worried about it because I'm never struggling with diabetes. If you're struggling with type 2 diabetes, I know that you're going to be concerned about that. But this method of the higher protein, lower fat version was made by Dr. Stephen Phinney, and that's literally why he made it, to cure type 2 diabetes. He charges $349 a month to coach you. He will coach you. He has an app, and you pay $350 a month, basically, $349, to get him to coach you. I'm giving you all of the information that you need to get started for 100% free, and it's basically based on the stuff he's put on his blogs and in his books. He has 2 books that are based, this is all based on. New Atkins for a New You is one of them, and Art and Science of Low Carbohydrate Living. So if you're looking for his books to actually read and to study, the Art and Science is really sciencey. It's difficult. New Atkins for a New You is more easy to understand, and it's more like putting things into practice. And then he has his blog on vertahealth.com. I don't know if he even knows that I am advertising him constantly. He probably doesn't even know me from Adam.
He's an incredible resource.
But yeah, I mean, he puts all his research out there. It's all free.
Yeah.
It's all available. Even the science stuff. Like if you want to go and see his research for the past 20 years, it's all there. I'm not that into that part of it. And also, he doesn't necessarily recommend doing macros. I know that he gives like a certain protein level, and then he says eat fat to satiety. I don't know how he has success doing that because like me personally as a binge eater, food addict, if I give myself license to eat as much fat as I want, I will eat too much. And like last night, I had so much, like so much. And I could have kept going. And that's what's telling me, no, you need macros to keep yourself in line, girl. You need them. And so that's kind of why we came up with them. I personally didn't write them out. It was one of my co-admins on the board, Brandy Niemeyer. She actually did the research and figured out the amount of protein that you need for your lean mass and all that. She did all the math, so I didn't have to, and that was very kind of her to do that for us. But it's very across the board average. So it's definitely adjustable. You can do a little lower fat if you want to lose fat faster. You can do a little less protein if you feel like it's too much. There you go. All that. So, all right. Now, us veterans, how can you make yourself go back to fat loss macros when you've had a nice break eating the fat, all the fat you want, to satiety? How are you going to do it? Believe it or not, that's actually hard, and almost as hard as getting started the first time, and definitely not quite as hard as if we'd gone to carbs during the holidays and had to come back to going keto. That's harder. But basically, you just have to get yourself back into the headspace of, like I said, weight loss season. You have to get back into that mode of I'm eating for fuel, not pleasure. I don't need all of that fat in order to be happy. You also have to plan more. You have to plan ahead. You have to have things available to eat. If you don't have things available to eat, that are the lower fat, then you're going to go turn to your going to Bahama Mamas and whatever else at the gas station.
Your sausages.
Right? Yeah, you'll turn to what's convenient if you don't have a plan in place of what foods that you need to eat. So if you've been doing this a long time, you already know how to do it. You just got to go back to the basics, get those fat loss macros out. If you've been doing the fat loss macros and you're hitting a stall, that's a different video. This is if you've been doing the higher fat. So I did high protein, high fat. So when I'm talking about I switched to doing higher fat maintenance, that's how you maintain on keto. You raise your fats up until you stop losing. You don't want it so high that you gain. You want it right at the level where you stop losing. And that's how you keep going. But your protein level, it stays high. That's what Dr. Finney recommends for being healthy. Having enough amino acids to build muscles and maintain those during your times between meals. So there you go. It takes a lot. It's all here. It's all here. Getting back to the basics. It's all in your head. It's all mental. I'm nervous as heck. In fact, I wasn't even going to start today. I was going to be like, let's wait till tomorrow because we're going to go out to eat. And then I'm like, that's just stupid. We've gone out to eat a billion times when I'm doing fat loss. All you have to do is make sure your first meal has high protein, low fat. I've got yogurt in the fridge. That's no problem. So I'm going to go down and have a protein shake and yogurt for breakfast so that I can still have a big juicy steak or a prime rib tonight on our date. And I would just do OMAD, but I can't get enough protein at Texas Roadhouse without spending a ton of money. And I don't know, they have like smothered chicken. I don't really trust their chicken dishes that much. I'd prefer meat, straight out meat, beef. Oh, chicken is meat, but beef that's been cooked, not smothered in things. It's not smothered in sauces that I don't know what's in them, that kind of thing. It's fairly easy to eat out if you go to places where you can get simple food that's just cooked with salt and pepper. And so that's why we stick to that. Though I did hear that possibly the ribeye seasoning has sugar. Not
possible, but that's just as long as you don't get an end cut or that you'll just have the ring around the outside edge, and it's not that much.
Well, no, not the ribeye, not the prime rib, the ribeye.
Oh, the ribeye, the seasoning they put on that.
But I've eaten the ribeye there a ton of times, and it's been fine. They also have sirloin, which is a lower fat version of meat there. So
honestly, it's probably got the same seasoning on it.
Yeah, and the sirloin tastes really good though. Like it's lower fat, but it's really good sirloin steak. So it's a good option. All right, so I'm gonna try and see if there's questions. I'll do the best I can. Ay. There's a lot of you here today. Welcome everybody new. I hope I can keep up. If you feel like you have a very important question that you absolutely need me to see, there's a little $sign thing. You can give me a donation. I'm not really asking for that. I'm just saying if you do that, it will pop an alert up here, and I will be able to quickly find your question and answer it. So if you feel like we're running out of time and I'm not getting to your question, please feel free to do a super chat, and I will get to it as soon as I can. I try to answer every question, but we are going to get busier and busier. That's the goal. I mean, that is our goal. That is our New Year's resolution, to grow the channel. I've now got a handle on weight loss. Now we need to grow the channel. So
this won't let me go back to the top of the question.
The tippy top?
No.
Oh, mine's at the top.
Yeah.
All right, so I did that one. Happy New Year, everyone. Christy Fails, hi. I can't say hi to everybody. It'll take too long. You guys are awesome. We did talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I have lost
100 pounds.
I lost 100 pounds in 8 months on the first time no, not
the second time.
When we started this journey.
You guys may not realize, but 7 years ago, we actually lost 100. He lost what?
I was down to
No, we were the same. We did exactly the same. 110. Yeah. We were both to 225.
Yep.
Weirdest thing that we just stay the same all the time. But then we had babies, and I went back off. See, the thing is if I'm on, he's on. If I'm off, he's off. That's just how it is. I feel a lot of pressure to stay on to keep him on. But yeah.
That Coke and gummy bears every night, that's...
I love Coke and gummy bears.
I know.
He would bring it because he loves me. He's the worst enabler ever. But that's okay because he's a good guy. I appreciate it.
She wanted him. I brought him.
Yeah. And that's true. And it was hard for him when I started and I didn't want to be on like having snacks. He's like, well, what do I get you then?
Yeah, what do I bring you home? A bang.
Coke. Diet Coke. I mean, well, Coke Zero. Now these. I only drink one of these a day.
Diet Coke, she about kills me.
I don't like Diet Coke.
Yeah.
I'll drink it if I have to. I'd rather drink Diet Pepsi over Diet Coke. And I'll only drink one of these a day because they're pretty heavy-duty caffeine. It's a lot of caffeine. Yikes. Okay, good question. How long does it take to get into ketosis? Anywhere from 2 to 6 days. It's different per person. It just depends on how much glycogen storage you've got. You'll know when you get there because all of a sudden you won't be hungry. In fact, that's something I should have talked about probably. You won't want to eat a dang thing.
Yeah.
And when you look at the amount of protein I'm expecting you to eat, you're going to be like, I don't want to eat all that. How do I get all that protein in? And it's like 1,200 calories, 12 to 1,300 calories, guys. It's not a lot of food. But you do, like, your appetite shuts off once you hit ketosis. And that first couple of weeks especially, you don't want to eat anything. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to eat it. Eat it anyway. People are going to say, like, eat when you're hungry, listen to your body. Don't listen to your body. You know nothing. Your body knows nothing. You have been binge eating and food addicting and carb shoving and whatever to your body for years. It doesn't know. It has no idea. You tell it what to do. So that first time when you are telling me that you are not hungry and you don't want to eat all that protein and you can't get it all in, I'm going to tell you, you can. Yes, you can, and you will. Because if you don't, you're going to risk losing your muscle mass. If you are losing weight, your body can eat its muscle, and it will still, to a point, eat its own muscle. But if you have enough protein in you, it will repair it.
Well, that first time we lost
110 pounds.
110 pounds. I lost a lot of muscle mass. I know I did.
Me too.
Because there was not enough protein in what we were doing then.
And I was barely squeezing into a size 16, whereas this time when I hit 225, I was well down into a 14.
Yeah, it was, I mean,
completely different.
Night and day difference between the two. Just, I could tell I'd lost muscle mass and strength and everything else, and this time I haven't noticed that.
Well, and I even have a friend who I've coached to doing keto. She's lost well over 100 pounds. She used to be so weak. She told me that there was this big heavy box that was in her living room and she'd have to move it occasionally. She could never do it. And she'd always call her husband in to move it for her. And one day after doing this diet, I think it was about 6 months in, 7 months in, something like that. One day she just went and moved it and didn't even think about it until later. And she went, oh my gosh, I moved that box. She told me, she goes, I'm building muscle on this diet. It's actually increasing my strength. And that made her so happy because she's the kind of girl that likes that. Likes that feeling of being able to be independent and not depend on their husband to do everything. Me, I like depending on my husband to do things. If it's too heavy, I'm going to call Dave. He likes that though. He likes that. He likes being a white knight. It works for us. Hey, Dave, you look like a young Liam Neeson. You hot.
$10.
Okay, I see that. I don't know how to find it. That's the thing. On my thing, I think I have to scroll down. So I just got a super chat, and it doesn't show up. What? It's to you? Cute. Well, can you answer it?
It says, Dave, will you be eating 2 meals a day? Will it be the same as Tammy? Just wondering how you will eat bacon and eggs when you're at work at that time.
That's a good question.
It takes
who
more
said
planning.
That? Gloria. Of course it's Gloria. My super chat fam. Thank you, sweetie.
Yeah, bacon and eggs, it's that's a tough one at work. It takes a little more planning. I'll probably I've bought some, meats and cheeses and stuff to take with me. That's probably what I'll do at work. And then I usually end up being closer to OMAD when I'm following my macros, because it's like I'll get to the end of the day, I got to eat 16 ounces of chicken tonight.
Yeah. That's the thing. I don't even know if he's eaten enough protein when he's been doing the lazy keto, because it's a lot of protein.
It's a lot of protein, but it's
for a guy this size, because he's like what, 6'1"?
Dinners
6'2"?
I'll probably just be eating alongside her, whatever I make for her.
He makes it.
I'll make for me. So Unless I don't really care for it, because a lot of times I'll just throw a steak in and a little cup of veg and call it good. But
So the main difference will be you won't go to the gas station to get Bahama Mamas anymore.
yeah, yeah. But I still got to go get my caffeine.
Yeah, we have to. We're not ready to give up the caffeine. I hate. I mean, we probably should, but we're just not ready for that step yet. Maybe next year.
The other option I mean, I usually skip breakfast, Tammy usually does too, and eats about noon.
Yeah.
And, there's Carl's Jr. Burger King does the low carb. You can get it, lettuce wrap. Sometimes I'll do those, but you got to get multiple patties of meat to get enough protein. That's the thing. You got to go on their website and research all that out to find out how much protein and fat is in their meat. And get enough patties. Just ask for more patties, and it gets expensive doing that.
It does.
So
Carl's Jr. is my favorite just because they have a 1/2 pound patty, and their meat. I don't know that it says online how much fat and protein that is, but it really seems like when I eat it, it feels like a 90-10. You'll know what I'm saying when you get used to eating the different meat burgers. You can kind of tell how much fat is in it just when you eat it. And it feels like a 90-10, like a higher end burger. If you go to a burger joint, most of the time, like a higher end burger joint, most of the time they will.
Guys, those you can tell they use a different quality of meat than.
I don't know. Five Guys might be 85-15.
Like I say, it's McDonald's. I've done that in the past.
McDonald's
yeah.
McDonald's is cardboard.
Your best bet there is to get the Egg McMuffin with no muffin.
Hmm.
That's pretty, because it
sort
of looks like a legitimate egg, but
it doesn't taste like it. We're used to our chicken eggs though, our farm fresh eggs, and those are so yummy. The taste so good, and it's hard to go back to store eggs after that.
So there's lots of options when you're working,
and also salad bar
there's a salad bar at the grocery store.
Grocery stores sometimes have salad bars, so he'll go there.
Smith's.
But it's kind of gets tricky because weighing things out, he doesn't always weigh things out.
Yeah, because you can't really weigh things there, but you can kind of guess that's about a whole egg, because they have hard-boiled eggs on it, and they have turkey, and they have ham, and they have bacon, real bacon bits, and stuff. So, I mean, you can kind of estimate. Once you do this long enough, you can kind of estimate that's about one egg's worth. That's about one strip of bacon.
But you have to track for a long time to get to that point. And even now, I feel like I don't really have a handle on that perfectly. The most important thing at a salad bar is going to be your dressing. You're going to want to measure it.
Because that's where you go over your fat.
So they do have little pocket scales that you can take with you in your purse so that you can have like a little dressing cup and set it on there. You can measure an empty dressing cup and a full dressing cup to make sure you track that, because that's where your fats are going to come in mostly when you're eating at a salad bar. And that's going to be the trickiest part of eating at a salad bar. But yeah, it doesn't always have to be 100% exact, but it needs to be close, like really close. So try to eat at home as much as you can. But if you're out, you can make plans. I know if you guys are on Instagram, I can't remember the name of now. Shoot. I'll have to think about it for a second. I think it's Kingsbury Keto. Nicole, are you on here? She might be on here because she comes on quite a bit. Kingsbury Keto, I think. They're truckers, and so they have to do they do a lot of packaged food, but they have to plan in advance, and they have to bring food with them that they can eat on the go. So there's lots of really great options like that. When I go to my Commonwealth school, I plan in advance, and I cook the amount of bacon that I want to take with me, and I just eat it cold. So I cook it and bring it in a baggie. I take boiled eggs and my yogurt still, and I still eat the same thing. I just eat it on the go. He's never really been a bacon, eggs, and yogurt man. So
I like the yogurt.
I don't let him eat it very much because it's mine.
Yeah. That's yours.
We can buy more.
You just have to sneak it so you don't notice.
Well, and I'm perfectly.
As long as you don't run out.
Right. As long as there's still some in there, I won't complain. If we run out and I'm got a week before payday, that's when I get sad. That sometimes does happen. Because we try and plan the best we can. We don't really do grocery hauls, mostly because Dave does the grocery shopping and I don't go. And I do have a list, like a grocery list in the Facebook pin post. So if you scroll the very bottom of the pin post in the Facebook group, there's an actual shopping list from me and my original admins that we put in there. That says what we buy. But we don't always like go out and buy it all at once because I have 9 kids. If you guys are new here, I have 9 children. My oldest is 23, my baby is 3, and we have a wide variety of diets. I have several with food allergies, and they're not all keto. Most of them eat carbs up the wazoo. To the point where I'm just like, oh my gosh, give me strength. So I'm the queen of having to not look at people's carbs and not eat them. Like, people are always saying, but my kids, they have so much carbs around. I have so many carb eaters. I'm like, are you kidding? I have like little kids with sugar problems. Like, we have sugar cereal. I mean, yeah. Let's not go into that. How I should fix that. But anyway, yeah, doing a big grocery shop for us, like if we did buy everything for 2 weeks, it's like $500 or $600 to do it all at once and like several carts. So we don't film it much because
we'd have to take a small army with us to do
yeah,
that.
we'd have to do a separate keto only haul. And I have done a couple of those. If you look at some of my old videos, I've done a few.
We could do that.
But I don't know. I mean, maybe Dave will do it. I never go, so it's hard to do. All right, so let's see. Go back up to where I was. See if I can find it. Oh my! Yeah, Nicole is here. Hi, Nicole. I saw you for a second when I was scrolling. Post your Insta. I hope I got it right. It's Kingsbury, right? Oh, I hope so. Sometimes I feel like the world's worse because my brain doesn't always work. Okay, some salt questions. I think that's where we should start. I hope I didn't skip anything really important. It's so hard to see with all these comments here, but sodium. How much solely water should I take? Can I just put salt in water? These are questions I'm seeing. Okay. So in Soleil water, if you made it correctly, there is a video for that. Don't forget to look that up on my channel or any other. There's lots of online places of how to make Soleil water. It's spelled S-O-L-E with a little accent over the top of the E, but you can just type S-O-L-E and it'll come up, Soleil water. It is 1,400 milligrams. It's actually technically, if you get it perfect, 1,434 milligrams of sodium per tablespoon. You need a minimum of 5,000 milligrams per day. So you need a minimum of 4 tablespoons per day. That's the goal. Me, I try to do 8 tablespoons. It's a lot. I know it's a lot. Every time I've tried to cut back, I just feel like crap. He doesn't need as much as me. He doesn't feel like crap. He says he doesn't. But he forgets things a lot. So sometimes I think he needs more than he says he needs.
That's just because there's too much going on.
I have a lot going on.
Oh, that's true.
I keep track of a lot of crap. And you can tell when I haven't had my sodium because I start to panic and I start to not be able to do stuff. Like I'm editing and I can't figure out where the thing is I'm clicking, or I can't figure out where to find things. Oh, yeah, it's bad. It's bad. So, and I get lazy about the Soleil water, you guys. We're not perfect, right? I'm not perfect. I get lazy about it and I forget to take it, and then I'm in a world of hurt. And I don't necessarily get sick right away, but I start to not be able to keep on top of the things that I'm doing. And if you can imagine, I'm doing a lot of things. December nearly kicked my trash, like all over the street. Trying to do Vlogmas and keep up with Hide and Seek channel nearly killed me. It was not possible to do. I will not be doing that again this year. I'm sorry, you guys. No more Vlogmas.
The reason you can't just put salt in water, like in your drink, add salt to that, is there's no way of tracking it.
Well, if you weigh the salt, you have to weigh the salt. That's the way to do it.
It doesn't really necessarily dissolve in a cold drink.
No, yeah, you have to make sure you get it all in. It is really better to lick it out of your hand, but as long as you make sure you really get all of it out of the jar. The problem I see with it is that you end up drinking too much water.
Yeah.
Because on every other diet, if you're eating carbs, they tell you to drink water so that you flush your system. Well, you're already flushing your system with this diet. You don't need extra water. In fact, you need less. 60 to 80 ounces of water a day. Like, that's the most you should be drinking. So if you're a drink 1.5 gallons of water a day person, you gotta have to cut back, or you will be miserable. You will have to triple your Soleil water to keep up with that kind of intake. So my concern with it is that you won't put enough in the water, but it is a legitimate way to do it. I mean, people do it that way. Soleil is easier.
If you take too much at once,
don't take too much at once.
You get a flush
out the backside.
Yeah, you get the cleanse.
if you take your Soleil water and 20-30 minutes later you're in the toilet going, holy crap, I'm never getting out of here. You took too much at once, and your body has to kind of get used to it. You may not be able to do a tablespoon at once when you start. Me, I can take 2 tablespoons now, but when I started, I couldn't. And I saw someone suggest bouillon cubes. Yeah, bouillon can work. The problem with the cubes, well, with a lot of the bouillon that's out there, is it has carbs. Yeah, you have to track it. Yeah. You have to track it. So I don't want to waste my 1 or 2 carbs on freaking bouillon. And when I took bouillon, I was immediately having a flush. I don't know if there's just something else in it that bothers me, because I could take the same amount of sodium with just salt and be fine. But if I took bouillon, I was in the potty 20 minutes later dying.
Some of those, I think, have MSG in them.
Right. Maybe I'm sensitive to whatever else was in the bouillon. But we use the bouillon in food a lot. I don't know. Maybe it was just I got too much at once. But you'll know. And if that happens to you, don't say, oh, no, I can't take salt. No. Just cut out the amount and spread it out more often through the day. So I have a friend who can't even take a teaspoon of Soleil water without getting sick. So she has to cut it way back and just do it little bits all across the day. It's just more complicated that way because you have to pay more attention to it. What I did at the beginning is I would weigh out the amount of salt I needed to get that 5,000 milligrams of sodium in a baggie, take it with me, and then I would just eat it all day long, bits at a time. If I started to feel anything weird, I would go, oh no, and I would take some salt really quick. The problem with that is that I was licking it out of my hand all the time, and it was really socially awkward. People kept asking me what I was doing, and I would explain it, and they thought it was the grossest thing ever. Whereas when I'm taking a shot of Soleil water, nobody says a thing. Maybe they think it's alcohol. I don't know what they think, but they don't say anything to me.
That's what I was going to put the Soleil in a vodka bottle and take it to work.
That'd be hilarious, since you guys, if you don't know, we are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we don't drink alcohol at all. So that would be entertainment right there.
Yeah, it'd be good.
But yeah, I carry mine around in this. It's empty because I just drank the last bit, and it's all covered in salt because it always is. This is a GoStack container, G-O-S-T-A-K. I got it on Amazon. It's like $12, and it has like multiple compartments. I just use these. This compartment will fit everything I need for a day and a half. And this one is exactly 1.5 tablespoons if I fill it to the line, or 2 if I fill it up to the top. So I'll know how much I'm taking without having to weigh it out. I weighed it out to figure that out, of course. But that's how I do it on the go. So I know exactly how much is in here, and I can track it in my tracker, and I do track it in my tracker. So, yeah, anyway, I just pop it in there, and I just take it, I just drink it straight. A lot of people can't do that. If you drink it straight on an empty stomach, it will burn like a mother. It will hurt, and you will want to vomit. Try and chase it with a small glass of water, or drink it with food. Don't want to be miserably nauseous, okay? Which a lot of people complain, I can't take Soleil water, it makes me nauseous. Well, okay, that's because you took it without anything else. Because I can take it, and still now, if I take it without something, I want to vomit. It's that powerful. It burns. So, yeah, I remember my sister saying, is it supposed to hurt when you take the salt? Well, it can. It can. Your stomach lining doesn't love that much salt at once if you don't put something in it to kind of, anyway, do that. So hopefully that answers all your salt questions. I know that the salt part is the hardest thing to do. You're going to come back to me next week and want to talk salt more. Because this week you're going to get a handle on the carbs. And you're going to be like, I'm in ketosis. I'm doing good. And then next week you're going to be like, I feel so sick. Help me. And I'm going to be like, remember? Don't forget.
Yeah, week 2 is a bugger if you don't.
Oh, salt in coffee. Yes. In fact, I have heard, though I don't drink coffee because of my religion, that salt, if in plain black coffee, will actually make it just palatable as it is, and you don't need to add sweeteners and creamers. Because if you're on fat loss, you don't want to add heavy whipping cream and MCT oil and butter to your coffee. No bulletproof anything. No bulletproof drinks. You don't need that extra fat. That's just make more fat your body's not burning from your body. Yeah. You don't need that. So if your coffee is not palatable black, I've heard that salt takes away the bitterness. And it's another good way to get some salt in. But you can still add a little bit of heavy whipping cream or MCT powder. Not oil, not butter. So try and get yourself away from the high fat coffee if you can. If you've been doing the higher fat keto, I know that's hard because it's very filling. But that's because the fat is filling you up. You want to fill up with protein instead of fat so that your body can burn more fat off of it. Because it will turn from your dietary fat to your body fat. And it will eat it happily. And that's what we want, right? When we're in fat loss mode. When we're in maintenance mode, we want to eat as much dietary fat as our body burns and then stay the same. So that's the goal. All right, let's see. Oh, okay, that's an interesting one. If you have potassium deficiency already, which I don't know how you would for sure know that unless you've had your electrolytes tested, be careful adding lots of sodium. Some people have to supplement potassium rather than sodium. Okay, that's
where you probably need to
I would say that's not true. So, okay, this is what happens when your sodium gets low. Your body needs sodium for a lot of processes. It also needs potassium for processes. But when your body is thinking about which one to hang on to, it will dump your potassium first, which is why you get muscle cramps and why it's bad. You can technically supplement potassium instead of sodium for your electrolytes. The problem with that is that it gets tricky. You need to track every bit of potassium that is in your food and make sure you don't go above 45,000 milligrams of potassium because potassium overdose can actually kill you. Sodium overdose probably will not. You can eat a heck a ton of sodium before your body will do anything. Low sodium can kill you. So if you're supplementing sodium, your body will hang on to the potassium. It's only when you let your sodium drop that your body will go, and it will dump the potassium first and try to hang on to the sodium. Does that make sense? If you're supplementing potassium, you don't need as much sodium. You'll just get your sodium from food. So they're kind of like back and forth. If your blood pressure is going up really badly with sodium, then you may need to do potassium instead. You can supplement potassium citrate powder. I do not give advice on how to supplement potassium because I, number one, don't support it, and because it's dangerous, and I'm not a doctor, and I can't tell you exactly what to do. And number two, it's just easier to do salt, and it's more palatable. It's easier. Sodium is easier. So if you keep your sodium at a good level, your potassium that you eat from your food will stay in your body. Eat high potassium foods. It should stick in there and you're good. If you have potassium deficiency, you may need to add a little bit of a potassium supplement. I don't necessarily recommend doing citrate powder and sodium at the same time. Like I said, they have to kind of go like this. But you can use products like new salt or low salt, whatever it's called.
Light
it's
salt.
Potassium salts to salt your food. Light salt, that's another one. They're all different brands, but they're the same things. Potassium chloride, I think, or I don't know. Don't know what it is, but it's some potassium. You can also drink a Zip Fizz occasionally. Zip Fizz has not done well with me. It gives me actual heart pain. I can't drink it. But people swear by it, and it's got 800 and something milligrams of potassium. But be careful. Just be careful. Potassium is tricky. It's tricky. Yes, you can do it. If you really want to do potassium and not sodium, honestly, go to Optimal Ketogenic Living. Is that it? On Facebook. They have also banned me. Go figure. I'm a banned kind of girl. They banned me because they believed I was learning stuff from them and stealing it and giving it to you guys. Because apparently it's not free for public use. Whatever. Like it's on a Facebook page. Whatevs. So they banned me. So I can't give you any advice over that other than go to there. Go to Optimal Ketogenic Living if you want to supplement potassium because the guy over there supposedly is a guru. I don't know I buy it or not. Really, I stick to Dr. Finney. He knows Dr. Finney. In fact, they both live in Australia, ironically, and he disagrees with Dr. Finney on a lot of things, and that sodium supplementation is one of them. They can fight it out. All I know is that sodium works for most people, so you may as well try that first. If you've been doing keto and you haven't been supplementing sodium and you start, you will retain a ton of freaking water the first week and you'll feel like you're going, whoa, my legs are swollen up. Don't panic. Keep doing the salt. It takes about a week for your body to go, okay, she's not going to starve us of salt anymore, and it lets that water go. That happens if you've been low on your sodium and then all of a sudden you give your body a lot of it. It's not a danger sign unless it continues on past a week, and then you may have to try something else. Also, like I said, if you're doing the high-fat keto, you may not need as much. When you're doing what I'm doing, you're probably going to need more. I don't know why that is, and I don't even know if that's a true thing. It just seems like the people I talk to, it just seems like that's the case. I'm not a scientist. I'm a mom. I know nothing other than what I've read on the internet, so there you go. All right, let's see. Anything else? We have no more time left, but I am going to try and find at least one more. Did I take a keto break over Christmas? Oh, no, Lola. I didn't. But someone else may have. I took a fat loss keto break. I stopped eating fat loss macros. Okay. What size jar? It's any size jar of water, any size clear jar so you can see it. You fill it a quarter of the way with salt, preferably not table salt, sea salt or Himalayan salt or gray salt, Celtic salt, whatever. Fill it up with water the rest of the way, shake it up, let it sit on your counter at least 24 hours, maybe even a little longer, until it completely separates into clear water and salt. And you have to have salt on the bottom. That clear water is your Soleil. You don't want to shake it back up. That is your Soleil water. Basically, the water absorbs as much sodium as it can. It's chemistry. It can only absorb so much, which is why it's trackable. Does that make sense? I hope so. All right. Oh, man. I don't know if I'm going to find another one. Karen says she found she doesn't lose weight unless she takes her magnesium and vitamin D. Good point. Keeping your electrolytes in track is more than just sodium. You do need to take a magnesium supplement. I've kind of been studying magnesium a little bit, and I noticed that one of the highly recommended magnesiums from ketogenic dieters, which is magnesium citrate, is actually not good for you in the long run. It can disrupt your cells. It can bust up your cells. I don't know exactly how it works, but supposedly citrate is good if you're having constipation issues, but only to cure that, and then you should take something else. My favorite is glycinate because it's relaxing, but you can also take malate, which gives energy, and then oroate, which I cannot remember what it does. I think hormones? I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. I'm not the magnesium expert. I stick to glycinate because it's easy, and I take between 400 and 700 milligrams a day for me to feel good and keep my system moving. If you're having constipation issues, it's your electrolytes, not your fiber. That's the problem. You need more salt or more magnesium, and we'll start moving again. All right. When I tried the higher protein, I gained weight. Why would that happen? How long did you try it? How much did you supplement your electrolytes? You will put on water weight if your salt isn't high enough. Did you try it for at least 6 weeks? If you tried it for 6 weeks and it didn't work, I really don't know. Could be that it's raising your blood sugar too high and your body is still packing because you are, what's that word? Insulin resistant. Could happen. Not that likely. All right, let's see. Oh, and vitamin D. Vitamin D is important. I take vitamin D every day. I take Ritual multivitamins. It has K2 in it to help with the food that I eat that has calcium in it to actually go into my body. Has a little bit of magnesium, I think 50 milligrams. It's not a lot. But it has vitamin D. And vitamin D is important, especially for hair loss. I discovered that it's the best thing to prevent and to help with regrowth for hair loss, which you will experience with heavy-duty weight loss. You will experience. Just embrace it. Embrace it, people. Embrace the hard things to get to the good stuff, okay? I know that sounds terrible. I lost so much hair through here. I really think it's hormonal, but the D3 does seem to help.
You know what? You didn't lose enough that I noticed that much. I mean, I noticed it getting a little thinner on the
Well, I
sides.
had really thick hair. Like, my hair was, like, really high up on my head in my before picture, so it's really funny. I'm getting so many messages from people right now. Sorry, I'm throwing these down. Maybe. Can I throw them down? People are like, I saw you on blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you did. I don't always answer everybody's messages. I try, and if you've added me as a friend and I haven't accepted it, I'm sorry. I try and keeping my Facebook, my personal Facebook, as personal as possible. So unless I really know you well, I'm probably not going to add you as a friend. I never delete the request though. So if we become really good friends in the future and all of a sudden I accept your request, that's why. But yeah, I try not to accept too many people because it's where I post my pictures of my kids. I don't know. I mean, we have a YouTube channel. It's not like we're all private or anything. I don't know. I like to keep my personal Facebook a little bit more personal. But you can always get a hold of me on the
Keto
group.
Chaos Facebook,
the Facebook page, yeah.
And the group.
And the group. If you tag me in the group, I'll always see it.
One thing, when you request to join the group, answer the questions. There are 2 questions. Please answer them. Makes it a lot easier to get approved.
If you answer the questions, they'll get approved right away. If you don't answer the questions, we'll give you like 24 hours before we determine whether or not we really want you in there, or we might kick you out. I don't know. It's hard for me to decide. I usually go with my gut.
We want everybody in there, but it's...
But if you can't even take 3 seconds to answer the questions...
Those are the basic rules
of the group.
Which are...
2 rules.
2 rules. Nice conduct, and you're not trying to sell anything, products.
No selling products.
No selling products.
Of any kind. Especially not MLMs. Especially not keto coffee or Prove It. If you're a Prove It salesperson, probably you won't get approved.
Yeah.
Whether you answer the questions or not. You might want to remove that from your profile if you don't want me to kick you. All right. Oh my gosh, you guys are probably not going to see very many more because we got to go. My daughter has a sore throat and I have to take her to the Instacare before we can go out. So I'm going to have to go pretty quick. But hi, Teresa, and good to see you. She's here. Keto Fat Girl No More. If you haven't subscribed to Keto Fat Girl, spelled G-U-R-L, you got to. Teresa is the most wonderful, genuine person, and she is really killing it with keto in a difficult life situation. She is worth watching. So go over there and check out her channel. All right. Nicole, you're going to do carnivore on the road. Oh, I'm curious. So Nicole is the one who is a trucker, and she says she's going to go carnivore. Carnivore is the new thing. I've been told that keto has peaked and it's time to do carnivore. And if you want your YouTube channel to succeed in 2019, you got to do carnivore. That won't be happening. Sorry, guys. Keto is my thing. Keto is what I do. Carnivore is no fun for me.
I don't know. I like having a salad with my steak.
Well, and I think you can't have cheese.
Yeah, no dairy.
Like, if there's no cheese in my life, no way. Screw that. Not happening. So if you guys want me to do carnivore, it's probably not going to happen. Sorry, guys. I've actually had people come on and suggest that to me to fix my weight, my water weight whoosh things. And I'm like, dude, I'm not giving that up for my water weight. I totally don't care. At this point, I could care less if I lose another pound. Only I want to lose weight for you. I am very comfortable wearing a size 10. Are you kidding me? My waist is 33 inches. That is awesome. My bust is 37 inches. When I started, my hips were 69. Actually, they weren't even measurable. And I believe they're 41 inches now. Guys, I'm so happy where I'm at. Like, I don't care if I lose another pound. But for your sake, I am trying to push it and get further to my goal, which I don't really have a goal. Everyone asks me, what's your goal? I'm like, I don't know. I'm already at my goal. I don't know. I'd like the scale to say 160 or even 150. That would be awesome. But I'm afraid at this point, because of how much lean mass I have, I think I'll look too thin at 150, but who knows? We'll see. And my loose skin, of course, is going to be even more noticeable the more small that I get, which I don't care about my loose skin that much, except for my arms are really irritating. And that will be even more dramatic, I think, if I get very low. So my goal is to just lose as much as I can in the next 6 to 8 weeks. I don't care how much that is. It could be 5 pounds. I don't care. Just want to do another cut and see how it goes.
Yeah.
That's my goal. I don't know what his goal is, but that's my goal. Until dance picture season where I have to go back to lazy keto or I'll die. There's no way I can do both. It's too much for my brain. Okay. Yeah, there's lots of awesome. Hey, Viva J is here in the house. Oh my gosh, this guy, Viva J, is the funniest guy ever. I'm telling him he needs to do a freaking YouTube because he's so funny on our Facebook group. He keeps me so entertained. And Dave, he wants to meet you.
Guy.
He wants to meet you so bad because he thinks you guys would get along.
Oh, yeah. We'd have some fun.
We should sometime. That'd be funny. Oh, my gosh. I keep getting together with people and, like, filming it and never putting it in a video. I'm so sorry to all of you who I've done that to. I've done that to Karen Rothwell and Wendy Works and Kaylin and, what's that girl that we met from Oregon? Dang it. Shoot, I don't know if she's on here. She's Neff. Somebody Neff. Oh, see? That's rude. Sorry. I do know who you are. And I'll remember later and be really mortified. And Nicole, she came to my house and I videotaped her in my house. And I still haven't posted it. I'm terrible. Sorry. Can Dave train my hubby to cook? I don't know. I mean, he's not like the most amazing chef there is. He's just easy food. He's like meat and cheese and vegetables. It's not fancy crap and recipes.
Not really a chef.
He's not really a chef. People on the channel started calling him Chef Dave because he always made my food. And that's because I really hate cooking and I'm not home. I'm at dance every night with my kids. We don't get home till 9:30 every day. And so he makes dinner for everyone and he makes multiple meals and it's really kind of him. He shouldn't have to. And one of these days we'll be rich enough to hire a real chef. Rolled his eyes. He's like, no, we're not. We're never wasting our money on that. Okay, never mind. We're not going to be rich.
It'd be nice for a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. Have you seen Mr. Church? I want a Mr. Church at my house. Heck yeah. That's a good show. It's on Netflix right now. Meat on top of meat on top of meat. Yep. Yep. There's only so much. I mean, I love meat, obviously, because I'm doing the higher protein, but I definitely need cheese.
What's the best bacon to buy?
Oh, good question. I've actually done a lot of videos on that, but I see you are local to me, Stephanie. I know you. Go down to Cash and Carry. It's on 13th South and Statish?
Paxton Avenue.
Paxton Avenue. By the Target downtown. It's a tiny little store, but they sell Daly's brand bacon. So you can buy Daly's at Walmart here local because it's a local bacon.
But it's...
The key is that it's 50% protein, 50% fat. So it's lower in fat than most bacons.
Yeah, it's their center cut bacon.
That's why I always say center cut bacon on my video because that's going to be the lower fat. But this one is 50-50. If you can find a 50-50, that's the best.
And it says honey cured on it. And it's honey cured.
All bacon is honey cured. Don't worry about that.
But there's 0 carbs in it. Mm-hmm. And it's really the best because it's 1 protein to 1 fat. Yep. It's got a 1-to-1 ratio.
Which makes it so I can get my fats elsewhere, like in sauces and cheese, which is where I prefer to get them.
And it's like up at that store, it's about 1/3 the cost of Walmart.
Yeah, you can get like what? How many pounds are in that $50 box? 15?
The price fluctuates daily there, but
right, because it's a wholesale deal.
There was 15 pounds of bacon for $50. So it was.
That's how come I can eat bacon every day. I'm not rich, you guys, but that store has really good price. It's like the regular box for 5 pounds is like $20. But if you buy it at Walmart, it's $10 for a pound.
For 1 pound, yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's
and that
so much
lasts
money.
you, what, 2 days?
Yeah, not even 3 days,
and
the big packages last
bag
forever.
lasts for
and that's with my kids eating
a
it,
week.
too.
or 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
We buy it
easy.
every 2 weeks if we buy the smaller
And the
bag.
box lasts a month.
Yeah.
So.
With my kids
around
eating
here,
it.
with the kids just.
Because we let the kids eat it when we buy
Yeah.
the big box. We let them eat as much as they want. So that's the best bacon here locally to buy. If you're going to the store, just try and find one that has the lowest fat possible. That's
I actually think
the best you
Daly's
can.
is a national brand. So.
Well, it might be.
At least on the western United States.
Their factory is here.
They have one
Salt
here
Lake.
and one in Oregon, I believe.
Okay. So there you go. If you can find Daly's, it's good.
It's really good.
It's yummy too. It tastes good. Like it's really, really good.
And they said the McDonald's.
Hey,
is a
McDonald's
real
is
egg.
a real egg. It's just the kind of egg you get in the factory farms, like you get from Walmart. It has no flavor, and they probably don't put salt in it.
Pork belly. That's
Pork belly.
It's just bacon that doesn't know its full potential yet. So.
Yeah, it's not as flavorful. It doesn't have enough sodium.
It is
in
when
it.
you throw it in the smoker.
Well, who has a smoker besides? I mean, everyone's not gonna throw it in the smoker every day. We're talking every day. Bacon is an everyday deal for me. For me. Doesn't have to be for you. The reason I eat the same thing every morning, you guys, is because number one, I know exactly how much to make. Don't have to weigh it out. Okay? Super easy. I weigh my yogurt out. Number two, it's because it tastes really, really good and it's very, very satisfying to me. Having the bacon and the crunchy cheese that I fried in the pan and the smooth, creamy yogurt, the combination is it fulfills all of the needs that I have for food. Like it's very satisfying to me. And I know I can make it because I've made it and I don't hate cooking it and it doesn't take me more than 10 minutes to put it together.
And when you're on strict tracking, finding something that fits that
exact what you want. So my breakfast, I'm shooting for 60 grams of protein and 35 fat. That's my go-to.
And that makes it so that she needs 6 ounces of meat and stuff for dinner.
And we know how much.
Makes the tracking so much easier if you have a set meal. You just eat this every day. It gets old. It gets old after a while.
I mean, it can. Sometimes it goes through times where it feels like drudgery, but I just still eat it anyway.
And then you can tweak stuff at that point, but until then, it's you just stick to the same thing every day. It makes it so much easier to track.
Yep, that's true. Plus, easier to cook for Dave because he doesn't want to have to weigh every pickety thing all the time too, but he does because he's awesome. Okay. I have 6 kids. This is Rosie Osales. I have 6 kids. My oldest is 23 and my baby is 9. It'll be our 20th anniversary in July as well. And I'm 44 too. Woohoo! That's awesome. July 1st is our 25th. And if you had kept going, we'd be the same. That is hilarious. I love it. I don't know why we kept going. We're gluttons for punishment. We're done now. The question, if we're having any more babies, nope. He got the... after Jasper because I almost died because of my weight. I was 373 when I had him, and a lot of it was fluid. And I don't know how big I got of fluid, but I looked like literally the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I was drowning in my own, what do you call it?
Skin, basically.
Yeah, there was no more room in my skin and body to hold the water that my body was accumulating, and it went into my pleural cavity, and I couldn't breathe, and I literally was drowning inside my own body. It was horrifying. Never been so scared.
She ain't getting out of raising these kids that easy.
Right? Because I'd already had the baby. You would have been stuck with the baby. Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
You're not doing that to me.
Oh, yeah. So that's why he was like, when he was 6 weeks old, he went and got it done. And now that I'm so skinny, I wish I could get pregnant one more time just to see how cute I could be. But that's a stupid reason to have a baby. I'm overwhelmed with the ones I've got. It's too much. Are you kidding me? Some days I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it. It's so much work. All right. Oh, okay. And Stephanie says there was a $10 marker and the comment is yellow by Gloria's comment. Why is that? She donated $10 to alert us of her comment. There's a little...
It pushes it to the top.
Yeah, it pushes it to the top. It alerts us of your question. So if there's like a million things and I don't get to them all, if you have something important that you need me to see, you can donate money to me. I get that money. I won't get it till next month, but it does go to us. So... if you want to donate money to us, we always love that because, we do have 9 children. And while Dave does make a good living, it doesn't help to have a little extra here and there. So she did that because she's kind. She did that last time too.
Oh.
She was the one who did the $50 super
to
chat.
give you your bang.
To give me my bang fund.
I did.
She said,
I went out and I
she
bought
donated.
her
She bought me
like
a
half a case of bang.
Thank
They were
you,
gone.
Gloria.
They were gone in a week.
They were gone so bad. Oh my gosh. It's true though. They're so expensive. If you don't drink enough water, won't it be hard on your liver and kidneys? It's enough water. You're flushing. Flushing.
Drink to thirst.
Drink to thirst is the rule. Yep.
If you're thirsty,
your body
drink.
needs more. It will ask for it. Though, if you're low on sodium, you will get thirsty, so try sodium first. If you're feeling very dry-lipped and parched, especially if you've drunk a bunch of water and you don't feel better, it's your sodium. But take sodium first and wait 15 minutes, and then if you're still thirsty, then go ahead and guzzle some water. It's not hard on your kidneys and liver to have the adequate amount of water to keep the sodium in your body. The problem is if you drink too much water, you will flush too much, and you're starting over again. Your body needs that sodium. It's more important than worrying about that. And you're always flushing on keto. You're always flushing, so it shouldn't affect it. Your liver, supposedly it's supposed to make your liver better. I don't know much about that, but it's supposed to heal a fatty liver to be on keto. So I don't know. I mean, it doesn't have to do the same work that it's been doing. It does a different work, but I don't think water will affect it. I mean, 60 to 80 ounces of water is a lot. Like, that's a normal amount of water for a person. It's just, we're saying don't drink excessive amounts of water, not like gallon of water. You don't need that much water unless you're doing a carb-heavy, low-calorie weight loss, because you're going to want to flush your body, and that's why you use the extra water for. Does that make sense? With this diet, you don't need to flush your body because it's already doing it for you. And you run the risk of having your sodium too low. Okay, let's see if there's anything else that's super important. What's my favorite flavor of Bang? Does it help with energy? Does it make me shaky? Oh, I love Bang. I could talk all day.
It is pretty high caffeine.
It is 300 milligrams of caffeine per can. I sip it. As you can see, I haven't guzzled it. I've been occasionally here and there. I sip it over an hour or so. Did it make me shaky the first time? I think so.
You drink 2 or 3 in a day, your lips start getting tingly and stuff.
I don't drink that many. One per day. That's all I will do. I'll drink more Coke later, but I don't drink more than 1 per day. My favorite flavor used to be cotton candy. Now I think I like the sour apple a lot right now. I really like purple haze, which is a grape. Mango peach is really good. I mean, I haven't found a flavor that I really hate, except for I don't care for super much the cherry vanilla, black cherry vanilla. Ooh, I really love the cherry limeade or lemonade, whatever that. That one's really good.
My favorite's probably the Sour Heads.
Sour Heads is good. Is that what I called it? No, I didn't call it that, did I?
No, you called it Sour Apple.
Sour apple. No, Sour Heads.
And the champagne flavor.
Which is harder to find.
I can't find it anywhere. It tastes like cream soda.
Yeah. This one, Blue Raz, not my favorite, but I'll drink it because we have it. Okay, he doesn't like it. If you notice, he's drinking a Rockstar, which are gross. Why can't you just salt your food? Because you can't get enough salt on your food to meet your salt intake that you need to supplement. There's no way. It would taste disgusting. This is on top of salting your food. So we're talking 5,000 milligrams as a supplement.
And that's what I've been doing, you know, just having a little bit of salt here and there. It's
not enough.
Not enough. It's still get leg cramps, still get foggy headed and stuff.
He has a harder time focusing, which isn't good for his job.
So
he's a supervisor, so you know, he has to like keep track of stuff. It's kind of important.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can't track it. It's too hard to track. You need to know that you need it.
Favorite meal for lunch?
Favorite meal for lunch? I mean, I don't eat breakfast, so my favorite meal is bacon, eggs, and yogurt and cheese.
When I'm at work, probably just the Carl's Jr. double meat.
I like that too, if I'm out.
3rd pound patty.
3rd pound double meat. Yep. Lettuce wrap, no sauce.
I'm not sure how many carbs are in the guacamole burger.
That one.
Or
one probably has a well.
Or I'll go to the Mexican.
Higher fat.
There's a little Mexican restaurant that's kind of home style, And I'll get the carne asada burrito with no tortilla.
So it's just the meat, veg.
So it's just the steak.
I've done that. Like at Chili's has
guacamole.
fajitas. Chili's fajitas without the tortillas are awesome too. And they'll give you extra guacamole if you ask instead of the tortillas. That sounds good. Maybe we should do that for dinner. No, I really want prime rib.
Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse is the bomb.com. Why do I keep saying that? Bomb.com. That's so old. Wait, what? Did I miss something?
I don't know whether you've got to. Yeah.
I have a hard time eating meat. It's not very good. What's a good option? Finding one you like. Doing this, what I do, is almost impossible to do vegetarian. Well, it is impossible to do vegetarian. The higher protein keto. You can do keto vegetarian. But it's harder. But to get this much protein in, you'd have to add shakes. I don't necessarily recommend shakes, but you can do shakes, especially if you're not feeling it with the not being able to get it in. Definitely do a shake versus not getting it in. Quest protein shakes, Isopure, anything that's like 0 carb or less, like 2 carbs or less per serving. You don't want anything too much higher than that. Don't go for any MLM companies. Stay away. No isogenics. Nope. 24 carbs in those things.
Just go to Walmart and get the Premier Protein.
Yeah, Premier Protein's good, except for I think it's 2 net carbs per thing.
It is, but
it's 30 grams of protein, supposedly.
If you're in an emergency where you gotta have something, you're on the go, it keeps you.
But the thing about shakes is that they aren't filling.
True.
When you're eating meat, your stomach is full and you feel satisfied. When you're doing shakes, it's not so much that way, but you can do it with shakes if you really need to. But buy one from Amazon or the store. Don't buy one from an MLM company. Don't put money into the pockets of that kind of thing. Just don't.
You don't need to buy a product to lose weight.
Right.
That's the thing. You can get everything you need at the grocery store. Yeah.
Cheese is good, but most cheeses have too much fat to get enough protein in. And of course, the low fat 0% phage Greek yogurt is the best yogurt because it has like 22 grams of protein and 0 fat. So you can get a lot in, but it does have 7 carbs per cup. I only count 3.5 because Dr. Finney says that the cultures eat half the carbs. I don't know if that's 100% true. There's school of thoughts both ways. I choose to count 3.5 per. You don't have to. You can count total. It's up to you. That's a good way to get it in. If you can stand chicken, my favorite meals are just a chicken breast with 2 ounces of cheese on top and then some kind of sauce. We do Rao's marinara, R-A-O. You can get it at Walmart because it's very low carb marinara sauce with like zucchini noodles or spaghetti squash. Or we do Alfredo.
Most Alfredos are pretty low carb.
Yeah, just check the label. You can make your own, then it's 0 carb pretty much.
Yeah, but
if you don't want to make your own, we've used Ragu and
Prego.
And now I'm kind of into Prego. I did Ragu forever, and now I'm kind of liking the flavor of Prego more.
But each flavor of that also has a different carb count, so you got to just watch those.
Yeah, just read the labels. Read the labels and track it. Put it in your track. As long as it's under 20 carbs, you should be okay. If you can't stand beef, that's okay. You can do it all with chicken. But when you get to maintenance, you're going to have to add fats in a lot. You're going to have to do a lot of like heavy whipping cream and adding oils and adding butters and things like that. Whereas if you can handle eating beef and eating the higher fat meats when you get into maintenance mode, then you're going to be able to just eat meat and not worry about adding fats. Does that make sense? Because adding fats isn't always the best. It's fun to do for the holidays, like to make keto desserts and everything, but it's not an everyday kind of thing. You don't want to have keto desserts every day. That's just not a good plan. And in fact, if you're just starting out, I recommend not doing any sweeteners except for stevia and maybe some aspartame if you really need soda for the first 6 months. Kill your sweet craving. Use stevia if you have to in like your herbal tea, or like I drink Creo Brew, which is roasted cocoa beans. It does have carbs in it. It's like 1.5 per cup, and I drink it double. So I do 3 carbs of Creo Brew a day. It is worth it to me. It is worth it to me. I need that in the winter to have a nice warm drink. I also do herbal teas quite a bit. Throat Coat is one of my favorite because I really love licorice. I have peppermint tea. You can do any kind of tea that you want, but, use stevia drops, the liquid drops. Don't get the powders. Don't get powdered anything. Swerve is the only one I would even dare to use, and I wouldn't use it for at least 6 months. So stick to liquid stevia drops. You can get them at usually like Whole Foods or Smith's Marketplace or Harmon's around here local. Any like health food store should have the little jar, and you just need a couple of drops to sweeten things up if you really need sweetener in like your coffee or like your warm drink in the morning. But yeah, for 6 months, try really hard not to have any artificial sweeteners as much as possible to kill that sweet craving. Because the more you feed it, the more it's not going to go away. Once you get a handle on it, you can go back to that. And like that's what I did. I think it was when I started YouTube that I started meddling around in more things with Mio water, because we would put the Mio water enhancer in with our Soleil water to make it more palatable and make like a Ketorade. And that got me thinking, oh, I could put that in my yogurt. I had been putting stevia drops and vanilla in my yogurt, like a cap of vanilla.
Which was good.
It was okay. I can't eat it that way anymore.
No.
It's gross. I love the Mio in it so much. So if you absolutely can't live without putting Mio in your yogurt, I'm not going to fault you on that, because... But yeah, the less sweet things you eat, the less you're going to crave it, and the more savory things you're going to want. Oh my gosh, we're at an hour 30. Oh. I just feel bad not missing. I don't want to miss anybody's really important thing. Let's see. How to calculate macros. Go to the Facebook page. It's already been done for you. There is a handy dandy chart in the pinned post. If you're not on Facebook, email me at ketochaos@gmail.com and I'll send it to you 100% free. Okay, let's see. Hey, Donna Hatch, good to see you. Thank you for the compliment, Rosio. Hey, Paula Oyedele, good to see you. She lives in Canada. I don't know how to tag someone in the comments. No, geez, I would die. Oh my gosh.
Somebody says that
I look amazing. Thank you. Carnivore is anything from the animal kingdom. Yeah, but I've seen people talk about it saying that you couldn't do...
Somebody said it was for autoimmune issues rather than...
Oh.
For
I haven't looked into it enough to know for sure. So don't look at me as the carnivore expert, because I don't care about it that much. So I'm not going to do it. But I think it's great. I think it's fine.
Oh, yeah. It's still
I think
keto.
It's fine. It's keto and it's higher protein keto. I'm all for it. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to go that low on my carbs. I like my veg. Okay. I've been told you can have cheese on carnivore.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That works.
I'm not doing it. Am I gay?
Are you gay?
Ah, that's adorable.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not, but...
Secret's out. That's how he got 9 kids. Okay. Okay. I don't even know what that is. I'm going to skip that because I don't know.
What was that?
That's okay.
Diagnosis?
Nothing important.
Oh.
Okay. Just found me today due to a friend who knows me and knows... Friend who knows you and knows my hubby. Who's your hubby? I'm curious now. We're just starting with our 6 minions and looking for easier keto. We don't have time for the fancy meals. Yep, that's how to do it. We don't do fancy meals ever. In fact, if we do this whole making the recipes thing from the First for Women magazine, it's going to make me laugh because it's the stuff like we would not ever probably do. But maybe we'll find something we really like. And they are only 5 ingredients, so it is possible that we might like them. So our plan is to do that bi-weekly.
Simple.
We're going to try and get them all done in the year and do it bi-weekly video. Wish us luck. Our kitchen is a giant mess. That is the honest truth. Why we don't cook. Even if I scrub it for 24 years, it is never going to be pretty because it'll literally, the counters are peeling away from the walls. It's gross. Like it just needs to be hauled off and redone, but we can't afford to do that. So that's why we don't film in the kitchen, because it's butt ugly. But if you guys don't care about the butt ugly, we will do our best. And I'm trying to come up with some way to rig the camera. Now we have a GoPro, guys. What? His mother gave us a GoPro for Christmas. Okay, sorry. I'm really excited about it. I'm the only one who cares. No, you know what? We actually took the kids in the pool the other night in an outdoor pool. And they took that thing under the water. Oh my gosh.
They were having fun.
That vlog's coming out in 2 days if you want to see it. Tomorrow's vlog over on Hide and Seek is going to be sad. It's about my cat who is missing and gone. Story of my life. Anyway, that one is going to be sad. So don't watch it if you don't want to be sad. It's going to be sad. And then the next one is going to be the water one that we did with our GoPro. But we have a GoPro now, so we might be able to rig something to like do an above the pan shot. But you'll notice our pans are all messed up and gross. We have nothing pretty. Like, that's why we don't cook on YouTube, guys, because it's just ugly. Just ugly. Okay, let's see. I know nothing about seaweed. Sorry, I'm no help on that. I don't care for it. But I see it all the time at the health food store, like seaweed chips and things. So I know it's available. And it's probably awesome. Okay. Thank you for the wishes on my daughter. Why do I suggest not using powders, like stevia powder? Oh, because they add fillers to make them powdery. Cornstarch or potato starch. It's carbs. They may tell you it's not got carbs in it, but it does. That's why. The liquid is just safer because it's the straight on stevia from the plant, nothing added, plain old stevia. Plus, a little goes a long way, where the powders don't last that long. Plus, the powders have more of like a icky aftertaste.
If you buy the straight, which is straight stevia, not... some of them have aspartame or sucralose.
The Walmart one also has erythritol in it.
They have added to it. The pure stuff is not cheap.
Well, and it's not pure brand.
No.
Pure brand.
It's
I can't remember if that one is. It's Sweet Leaf liquid sweetener.
And it's not cheap.
Yeah. So if you have the powder and you used it, it's not going to kick you out of ketosis, but it does have hidden carbs. And that's why we suggest not using it.
Yeah, because
but if it's what you have and that's what you're putting in your yogurt and that helps you to stay on keto, it's fine. It's fine. But it's just not the best. Just like I do shredded cheese. I do shredded cheese that's pre-shredded and it has added carbs and I just count them. I just count the carbs.
Yeah.
Because I'm lazy. Okay, I'm not lazy. Why do I say that? Because my dad told me I was lazy my whole life. I hate that word. It's inconvenient to shred cheese. I am too busy. I am not lazy. I'm the opposite of lazy. I am working my butt off all the time. I don't have time to shred cheese. But it's also not recommended to use pre-shredded cheese for the same reason they put potato starch in it, to keep it separate from itself.
Yeah. Like I say, as long as you're aware of those things and track the carbs, that's not a problem.
Yeah. Let's see. Mommy Tang, I don't know who that is, films in the dining room with a plug-in burner. That's awesome. See, that's a good idea. Our table is totally covered in paint
right now.
Art things from homeschool. You guys have probably seen that if you watch Hide and Seek. I show all the crap on Hide and Seek. I show it all, the dirty mess and the kids all mess faced. And I've been criticized for showing that, but I'm like, sorry, it's the way life is. You want to watch you want to know me? That's the real me. This is not the real me. This is pretty me. Real me is crotchety and grouchy and messy. I don't like cleaning. Hate it. All right. You want to see my kitchen? I have done videos in my kitchen, but you know, there's a reason that I did the First for Women photo shoot in my neighbor's house. For like a half second, we thought we could like make our kitchen look presentable enough for a national magazine to photograph me in it. And then we laughed our heads off and cried a lot. And luckily a lovely neighbor saved our butts because we live in a very affluent area, but we bought a piece of crap fixer-upper house for super cheap. So we're like in the crappiest house in the neighborhood and we haven't fixed up anything. Dave painted the cabinets and it's a lot prettier. It is a lot prettier. Yeah. It is a lot prettier. But we couldn't replace, like literally, from what I went through in that fancy kitchen in my neighbor's house, what the lady said, we would have never, she would have said, oh no, that's not going to work. The editor. Yeah. It's in there. We've made videos in there. It's in there. Yeah. In fact, if you look in the mom life videos, there's one that says the worst day or something. And are you still there? Still there, everybody? Sorry about that.
Yeah.
What the heck happened?
I don't know.
All of a sudden, YouTube app crashed. Anyway, if you go to that video, I'm going like this, And it says like the worst day ever because it was a really difficult day for me. I actually did a whole like time lapse cleaning my kitchen, cooking. I don't even know what I did in there. I think it was cleaning.
Yeah.
I did a cleaning video. I'm never doing that again. I hate cleaning. And videotaping it is worse. Okay. Yes, I think they should have taken the picture on my front porch as well, but it wasn't wintry enough outside yet, and it was going to be in the winter issue. So they really wanted a kitchen.
Warming.
They wanted it warm.
Plus it was for the cooking thing, so.
It was for the recipe section, which scared the crap out of me.
Because what are they going to put there?
Right?
What are they going to Photoshop onto this plate?
Oh my heck, they Photoshopped me with, it was the funniest thing, with a big old bowl and a giant spoon going. I'm so glad they didn't use that. Can you imagine? So bad. All right. Guys, we really need to go. We have a lot of stuff to do today. You guys I can't believe there's still 89 of you here. I love you guys. You guys are so awesome. You could just keep us talking all day. And it was so fun to have Dave here with me. And he actually talked, right? The Facebook is just Keto Chaos. The link is in all of the descriptions of all the regular videos. If you click the little, there's like a triangle by the title, or like right under the title, it'll pop down all this information. And I have a link to my Facebook page, and I have a link to my family channel, and I have a link to our Teespring store because we have t-shirts and mugs and leggings and things that we sell with our logo on them. If you want to be supportive of our family and help us keep this channel going, that's what that's for. So there's lots of information about that in there, and like my story and that kind of thing in the description of every video, except I don't always get around to doing it on the live.
So I did see Lisa Nix had asked a question up further about what we exactly order at Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, well.
That's a good question.
Since we're going there, what do we exactly order? Okay. I always order, if I can, the 12-ounce prime rib, and I'm usually doing a high-fat day when we go, and a salad with no croutons and ranch dressing on the side, so I can choose how much I want to add, and I get broccoli only, no carrots, and steamed veggies. Yep. And he almost always gets exactly the same thing as me, except a bigger cut of meat.
A little bigger cut of meat and blue cheese dressing.
Oh, yeah.
On the salad.
Yep. We do eat the peanuts when we go, because usually, like I said, it's usually a treat. I don't know if I'm going to do that today.
You usually count them out.
I count out like 20.
Count out exactly how many and put them in your tracker.
That's what I do.
I've been lazy, so I haven't been tracking, so I don't know what I'm going to do today.
I don't know.
I'm probably going to have to track them.
I don't know what we're going to do.
Well, I am going to have to track them, not probably.
Like that attitude. That's good. If I'm on a lower fat and I want to not eat the prime rib, I will go for the sirloin. Sirloin's usually the 8 or 10 ounce sirloin. It's really tasty, it's flavorful, and it has very low fat. When I track it in the tracker, I track it the prime rib as ribeye because I haven't found an accurate prime rib entry. And I just tracked the USDA USDA ribeye at that amount,
which is the same cut of meat.
It's just cooked differently, and the restaurant doesn't really have macros available that we've been able to find, and so that it's kind of a close enough kind of thing. So yeah, I don't usually always measure my dressing. I try to use just half of what they give me, which I determined to be about 1.5 tablespoons, but it probably is more than that. I really should bring my scale and weigh it out, though I've never done that when we've gone to Texas Roadhouse, because like I said, it's usually on a maintenance day. And I do a maintenance day even when I'm in weight loss, so I do that probably at least once a month. I don't know. There's a keto bars thing that's been wanting me to do an Instagram thing. They want me to put up 4 videos in a week, and I'm like, I'd have to do 4 high-fat days to do it because they're basically like fat bombs. But I don't even know if I'm going to do it. I don't know. It looks yummy. But I'm supposed to be on a fat loss cut right now.
Yeah, so no keto cakes for a little bit.
Yeah, I might have my last one today.
Oh, that's right. You've still got one.
I still have one more. I forgot to eat yesterday. Dang it. I don't know. I might do a higher fat day today. We'll see. But I will track it at least.
Yep.
So, all right. That's all we got for you guys. Thanks for sticking with us for this long. It's been almost 2 hours. I think this is our longest live chat. And I thought I was chatty.
I'm not very chatty.
He can be. He can be. All right. We love you all. We'll talk to you again soon. Let's see. If you're watching this later and you made it this far, you are a freaking unicorn. Let's have a unicorn emoji in the comments because I got to lay down and worship the ground you walk on because that's a lot to watch. Don't forget to check out the Christmas videos on hide and seek. What else? Don't forget to check out the Teespring store. Get some merch. We have a merch for hide and seek as well. Though I'm pulling that merch today probably and putting up new tomorrow. So you may get a chance to get it if you get over there today because I haven't pulled it yet. But I'm supposed to pull it yesterday. So, because it was only till December 31st kind of thing. All right, we love you all. Talk to you again soon.
Bye.